everyone, thank you for watching this video. This is Sheva from Bear Mix Bujo over at Instagram. So for today, I have part 2 of the books that I use for junk journaling series. So if you haven't seen the first installment, that's all about my collection of Mary Engelbright books. So I will put a card over at the top so you can watch that if you haven't seen that one. But this is part 2 of that series, and it's going to be all about my floral and botanical books. So there's a lot that I want to go through in this video, but this is just like part 1 of my botanical books. There's going to be part 2, so part 2A, and then there's going to be part 2B, which is going to be my bigger botanical books. There's just a lot, so I split them into 2. So this one is just going to be the smaller books that I have for junk journaling. So I'll put this over to the side and then start with this one. Just make sure that I'm still on frame. For this video, I won't be talking much anymore because there are a lot of books. So I'll just flip through them and then I'll just explain some parts that I want to use. So this book, if you've seen it in my Instagram, then you know that this is a new one that I recently received. Some of these books are still new to me, meaning I haven't, taken them apart. I haven't cut them to use in my junk journaling, but I intend to use them as pages in my junk journals and also as ephemera. So this book in particular, I will probably cut this up and use for my ephemera. I actually also really like the cover, so I'm thinking if I should make like a flip book journal, a journal that flips like that instead of the usual, flip to the side, flippy top journal. So I'll think about how I can do that when I'm done using this book, because I really like this cover. So this first book is the Reader's Digest Nature Lovers Library Field Guide to the Wildflowers of Britain. So this book is a recent one that I got, as I mentioned earlier. And the books, all of the books that I'll be showing you, I buy them online. So there are a number of bookstores in Facebook that are available locally. And then some of them I also bought from Book Sale, which is a secondhand bookstore here in the Philippines. And they have a lot of branches in the different malls. So whenever I go to a new mall, I always look for Book Sale, and then I look for botanical books and other books that I can use in that shop. I can spend like hours and hours in that bookstore. I haven't been there in a while because of GCQ, because of the lockdown, but when the lockdown is over, I will definitely visit it again. Onto the books. So this one, I am in love with this one because I think most of the books that I have here are still under copyright. So that means I'm not allowed, or you're not allowed, to scan the books that are still under copyright. You can just use the actual page, like the actual pages that you have. You can cut them and then you can use them in your junk journal. So this one, as I mentioned earlier, this is full, like literally full of illustrations. So the illustrations that are in here are botanical illustrations. So they're in color, but they will be really, really good for fussy cutting. So that's how I plan to use the pages and the floral elements here. So I'm going to fussy cut most of them. I'm a little bit sad because they are back to back. So you really have to choose what you want to use. So you can choose this one or you can choose this one. I think they're a little bit small, so if you want to use them in a journal, That's how it will look, because it's lengthwise rather than you know, what do you call that? It's horizontal rather than lengthwise. So if you want to add it as a page, you can, but it's going to be a bit smaller. So that's this book. Lots and lots of botanical illustrations up to the last page. I haven't gone in and cut any of the pages, but I will soon. So that's the first book. And then I also got this one. This one, however, I thought it was going to be full of illustrations, but turns out they're photos. So you have photos here of different flowers. So that's what's included in this book. I have a lot of books that are like these, that, you know, there's lots of illustrations of flowers. This one is good because you just have a text at the back. So how I use this is I use them as pockets. So I cut the illustration and then I stick them in a sturdier paper, maybe a copy paper, and then I add in some lace, some collaging, and then I stick them in a journal, and they're good as a pocket because you already have that floral picture in front. You can also use it as a journaling card. So cut this out, stick it in a tea dyed paper, and then you can use the back as a journaling space. So that's this book. You can find a lot of books like these. I have a lot of books like these in my collection. They're pretty similar. You just have photos of the different flowers that you can cut up. So that's that one. And then I also recently got from a local seller a bunch of sort of floral diaries. This one is for addresses and birthdays with poetry and quotations, but I really like this book because of the vintage vibe of the pages. So you can actually tear them apart and then include them in your journal as a page. And then they also have big illustrations and photos like that. Very pretty border. So this will be good as a page or part of a collage, or, you know, back them over some copy paper and then use them as a journaling card. So that's that one. This is a pretty similar one, but this one is sort of a diary. So you have those days, then you can write in them. But this one also has a lot of illustrations that you can use. This one is pretty big, so that will probably work as a page in a journal in itself. So you have big ones like this, and then you have little ones like that that you can cut out. So that's this book. Really love that one. Snowdrops. So that's that book. And then this is a poem book. I like poem books with illustrations because they lend themselves pretty well into being a journal card or an ephemera. Like I can cut that one, I can cut this one, and then include them in a journal. So lots of pages like that in this one. This can be in a Christmas journal. So that's that book. This one has a combination of photos and also illustrations. This is another poem book. I'm not familiar with the author, but I really love the illustrations that are in here. They are watercolor illustrations, and then lots of really inspirational quotes and poems. So this can be, you know, part of a prayer journal or something like that, inspirational journal. Haven't made one of those. I've always done botanical, floral journals, but now I have that book, I can use it. This is another floral calendar with lots of illustrations again that can be cut up. So lots of good ones like that, but they're also back to back. So for this one, you have to again choose, you know, which side you will use. So the journals, the books that I have are pretty similar in terms of how they look. I have a certain, you know, look that I'm looking for in my books and in journals. Mainly they're floral illustrations, watercolor, cute illustrations. That's what I like to use. This one is another book with illustrations. There. This is good to cut up because the other side is just text. That one. Again, this book. This one, I think I got this one from book sale. Yeah. That one. This one is mostly black and white photos, illustrations of flowers. But I like this book because of how aged the pages are. It has a really nice, you know, color to it that lend really well to vintage journaling. So there's a lot of pages, illustrations like that. You can take that and then put it in a back it up with a coffee dyed paper or something like that, and I think it just looks really great as a journaling card. Or you can even add this to a page, you know, make a tuck spot. It doesn't need anything more because it's so beautiful already. So that's this book, How to Know the Wildflowers, the author. This is one of the few books that I have that's not hardcover. So this is just a trade paperback. And then this, this is a recent book that I got same time as I got the first book that I showed earlier. This was really a gamble because I didn't know what pages would be inside, but I really just like the cover and the illustration. So sometimes the sellers who sell the book don't have pages from the inside covers, so I just base them on, you know, the cover. And luckily this one is also a very pretty book with lots of, you know, pages like that, which can be cut up and then added into a journal or cut up as ephemera. Cute turtle. So this is more of a wildlife kind of book and ephemera. There's that one. And then this book, I already took some pages out. This one I think I got in book sale again. And this is just full of really cute illustrations like that. So there are big pages like this that you can cut up and add to a journal. But yeah, each page is just filled with really pretty, sketchy illustration. To me, they look like a refined version of Edith Holden's illustrations. By the way, the Edith Holden books will be in the next video because it's a chunkier book, so you'll see that there. Yeah, those are the pages of this book, and it also has different colors, you know, like if you're these are cute strawberry illustrations. If you're making a blue journal, you have blue pages like that, yellow ones, butterflies, birds. So yeah, That's a really good one. And then the last one that I have is this one. So the next few books will be bigger than this book. So that's coming in the next video. But this is another new book that I recently got. It's a fabric cover. I'm actually thinking of making this into a journal, but I haven't made a journal this big. But yeah, a really cute cover, the cute illustration. And again, this is just full of illustrations and pages that you can cut up. I mean, even the text parts, this is glossy, so it might be hard to coffee dye, but even the texty bits, you can use that as part of a collage or background. So don't chuck them to the side as well, because you can still use those. So that's it. Those are the books that I use for journaling. Thank you so much for watching this one. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you found some books that you can use in your own journaling, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!